You know, the Massacre, I think, has taught me many lessons over the years. One of the lessons that's taught me is to always offer forgiveness. Doesn't mean you never forget. It's taught me that everybody has a story worthy of being told. What is your story going to be? Because your story is important, and it may be different from mine. And it's important that as we study and preserve history, that everybody's should be respected and honored. Usually reservations were reserved for the worst land they could find. And there's not a lot of business or industry there, not a lot of jobs for the majority of people. So you have unemployment. Sometimes you have alcoholism and drug abuse, a little more of a percentage than out in the regular world. And so I pointed to those as a way of saying, well, this was a good thing we were not moved to a reservation. But you know what? There's always a downside to not being on a reservation. And the downside to me is big. It's not living as a culture together. It's a loss of culture. When we assimilate along the Wasatch Front here, we give up that cultural identity to a point. We don't live together. We don't go to powwow together. We don't celebrate together. So we're losing that cultural identity much quicker than we would if we lived together as a community. The other thing that is a big loss is language. Shoshone language to people is everything. In fact, we tell stories in Shoshone that you can only tell in the Shoshone language. It makes no sense in English. And there's things that we can talk about with the Shoshone language that we could never talk about otherwise. And so when you grow up assimilated, your children don't grow up learning the language. And for me, that's just as problematic as the alcoholism and drug abuse and suicide and things like that sometimes are rampant on reservations. So, I used to be really straightforward in how problematic reservations are. At the end of the day, losing that culture and losing the language is just as problematic. And trying to get that back is hard. We have classes on culture. We have classes on learning the language, but to get our kids to want to go now and to just really revive it has been such a big problem for our people. So the trade-off is immense. There's advantages and disadvantages to both. And I don't think there's an easy answer, So while I grew up not on a reservation and I'm educated and I've been blessed with a pretty good life, it came at a cost of being together in a culture that celebrates with each other on weekends and hearing those old stories every day almost. It came at a cost. In 2018, our tribe raised enough money to buy all of the Bear River Massacre sites, 700 acres. And my next visit, the next day, was to Utah State. I said, we want to restore the land to what it looked like in 1863. And so from 2018 on, we've been raising money to restore the land, raising money to build a beautiful interpretation center on the site to tell the story of the people. You can't tell the story of the people, though, until you heal the earth, heal the land. And so that land restoration is underway. We've been taking out a lot of Russian olives. We've been planting choke cherries and elderberries and willows and cottonwoods. We're healing Mother Earth so that we can begin to tell the story of the people. And those efforts, we've almost got it all raised. We're still a little short just because construction costs have gone up so much in the last few years. But we're getting really close to be able to tell the story of both, the land and our people. And what a great day it'll be that way. When we do that and we do the dedication and that January 29th celebration that we did today, commemoration that we did today, we will once again perform the worm dance. And looking forward to that day soon.